All right, guys. Hey, we wanted to get everybody together again. We have Josh Robinson joining us from Florida and Pasco up in Vancouver. Um, we want to talk about, we're getting close to playoff season, and this is really, what we all play for. And I understand some of our goaltenders have already completed their season, some are in the middle of playoffs, some are about to get started. But it's a great saying, it's pressure is a privilege. Okay. And that only comes from those who have earned it. We've talked about before in length about, the game will always put you in place. And the beautiful thing about playoffs is it's an opportunity to really go out and create history, right? And it's something that every great athlete loves, and every great athlete rises to that occasion. All right. Now, again, to be put into that situation, that's a privilege. That's something that you've earned by working your butt off and putting yourself and your team in a place where you get to compete for this championship. A lot of things come along with pressure, and again, the best athletes, they thrive within pressure. And this saying here, "Pressure makes diamonds," is the one of the truest statements that you can see. There's a lot of great goaltenders during the season, and then all of a sudden in playoff time, you see guys that you wouldn't expect to take that next step, or some guys that you really believe can take that, find that next level, do so. And again, pressure does these wonderful things that put you in a position again to kind of create your own story. So one of the things that I'm going to talk about is it nerves? Are you nervous or are you excited? I remember one of the best feelings in the world was, it was playoff time. You'd be standing in your gear in the tunnel. You hear the fans that are going crazy outside in the rink. You're hunched over, and this is your time, right? And then all of a sudden you hear your captain yell, "Let's go." He taps you on your pad, and you start walking out to the ice. Okay. And it's game one, or whichever game you are in this series. That's what was cool. Now, a lot of guys find themselves to be, and girls find themselves to be nervous. And when we're nervous, we actually end up sending our body a different signal, right? If you see this kind of like when your heartbeat's going faster, you have, you're kind of maybe a little bit, worried about what's going to happen. That's one way of your body of interpreting a little bit of fear. Okay. And it can actually slow your movements and your thinking down. Those nerves, look at them instead of as excitement. Look at those feelings that you have as like, it's go time. I'm ready. And just by kind of making this little mental switch, and instead of thinking, "I'm nervous tonight, what could go wrong?" you start thinking, "I'm excited tonight. It's go time. It's time to go play." That's what differentiates a lot of average goalies from great playoff performers. Okay. So again, instead of worrying about things or being nervous or wondering what's going to happen or feeling all that pressure, right? Turn that feeling, it's the same feeling that you have in your body, but recognize that's excitement. That's excitement. You're ready to go. All right. So that's one kind of trick that you can think about, is turn that nervousness and recognize that that's not nervousness. You're excited. You're ready to go.
Awesome. I love that, Vels. So the big one for me, and this is one that actually hits home right now with what we're going through in our ECHL season down here in Florida, is we've been on a brutal stretch of a lot of games, not many days off. We were talking today in the coaching room that we haven't had a full practice in 2.5 weeks. So is taking care of your body and your mind. We're not in playoffs yet, but the same principles go during playoffs as they do in the season, but making sure that, one, you have a really good routine. So whether it's a day off, a game day, or a practice day, make sure that you have a good routine that helps your body warm up. If you're taking care of injuries, are you doing the preventative work like foam rolling, the different recovery modalities that have been talked about a lot through many different strength and conditioning and off ice people, to make sure you're taking care of your body, getting yourself warmed up, you cool down, the nutrition, and then just making sure that you get proper rest. And that's exactly what the last 2 days for us. We played 4 games last week, and we don't play again until Thursday. So we are lucky enough to give the guys Sunday and Monday off, other than the injured guys and the new goaltender today that's going to be making one of his first pro start this weekend. So we got him some work with our injured guys this week, but having the rest of the guys just stay away from the rink unless they're injured, get them out on the golf course, get them to the pool, just really enjoy some of the benefits that we have here in Florida and allow them to have a couple days to turn their mind off. So that way, when they come to practice tomorrow, they're energized and excited to be back at the rink. And we have 3 more games this weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So they've got to be rested and recovered and ready to put the work in and battle for the team.
That's great. I just unbelievable when you're talking about, preparing for the playoffs and, as you're going down your stretch. And I was shaking my head there, Josh, when, playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, that's a lot of balancing, a lot of talking to your goaltenders. When I'm talking about understanding the battlefield, what I'm really saying is first of all, understand your opposition. And most importantly, expect your opposition to be perfect. Going into the playoffs and expecting them to make mistakes or make the similar mistakes that they made during the season, or maybe amplifying some of their opportunities for improvement that are going to happen again. It just doesn't happen. If you start underestimating your lack of respect for your opponents, they could surprise you. So, attending all the different meetings that your coaches have, being a part of the forward meetings and the defensive meetings and the power play penalty kill meetings, because you need to understand what is strong about the team that you're playing against, what is strong about how you're going to remedy that challenge, and then where are the areas of improvement that maybe your team could be potentially exposed, and are you ready for the response in that pattern? It's our responsibility as goaltenders to be prepared for that. So it's very, very important. The second thing is making sure that you understand who's on the ice. So knowing who their top players are, who's on a roll. So if you have a player out there that's got 20 goals and 1 assist, he's the trigger man. He's going to be the goal scorer. If there's another guy out there that has 1 goal and 20 assists, he's a setup guy. He's going to be delivering the puck, and is really good at making people, exposing tendencies of the defensive system and maybe even you, and sets up that goal scorer to tap it in. And the third aspect is really understanding, more importantly, how you feel and the ability to get yourself to feel a certain way before you step on the ice. That really belongs to you. And it really ties into what Mike talked about. It's that feeling. Am I going to feel nervous, or am I going to feel excited? How am I going to define the feeling that I have? And, for me, nervousness is energy. Your body is creating energy because it knows something is about to happen, and you are the driver of that energy. So how you apply that energy plays a key role. And Mike did an excellent job explaining that, hey, this is my opportunity. I'm playing the best hockey that I can ever play, and I'm excited to, get involved. So I think understanding your battlefield and knowing what role you play in your team's success, and also when things start to break down. And finally, when I was talking about the opposition and their strength of their players and their D-men, then think about maybe someone on your team that might be struggling or maybe climbing out of a little bit of a hole. And, making sure that your commands for your defensive system are clear, precise, so that that your defenseman, you're not going to take a single stride away from your defenseman, so you can exit your zone. And I like to have what I call the rodeo under 8 seconds. If you can catch the puck, put it down, and your team can exit your zone inside of 8 seconds, the odds of them scoring on you are very, very low. So that's where I take it to as far as understanding your battlefield.
That's awesome. I love that. So guys, really the coolest thing with playoffs is you have a chance to go make history, right? So again, everybody loves a good goaltender that can provide them with consistency throughout the series, or through a season. But I promise you, every coach, every scout, every GM right now is out looking for that person that can excel in playoffs, right? The person that can win when it counts. So again, it's your chance to go out and make history. Now, this is Brian Elliott back in the University of Wisconsin days. And remember, he was a junior when this happened. When he was a sophomore, he wasn't even playing. Junior year, he started playing in college. By the end of that junior year, he's holding up this NCAA trophy. And that NCAA trophy leads to beautiful things like NHL contracts and opportunities. And you'll never forget that. Brian goes back into Madison, and this picture is plastered on the wall. You've etched your accomplishments down in school or team history. right? Regardless of where you play. Because again, everybody wants a champion. So your chance now to go out and play, take all the things that you've learned from, your amazing goalie coaches, Pasco and Josh, and being able to piece that all together and just go play the game. Go play the game, enjoy the game. A playoff series is always full of ups and downs, right? You're going to have games where all of a sudden you lost, and the next game you're right back at it. And that's the beautiful thing, is you just get another chance the next day, and you just compete, you stay in the moment, and you let your body go take over. All right.
All right. So what this video is kind of cut down into minute 30, our 15-minute goalie session today. So like I said earlier, we had 2 or 3 injured guys, and Jordan Papirny here, who just came to us. He arrived in on Friday, so he was able to back up Friday and Saturday night, kind of get a taste of the league at home and see what it's about, watching Jake Hildebrand play. And then he'll be getting his first pro start, one of the 3 games this weekend. So the goal of today, very similar to what playoffs was. We were only on the ice for about 30 to 40 minutes. Overall, about 15 minutes, just him and I, and then a couple shooters at the end. But this is very similar, just minus interchanging the drills and the focus of how we would prepare for a playoff game or any other night. And that for us always start with some sort of footwork. And today our focus was working on some plays behind the net, some entries into and out of the post. So the first variation there was just on his feet. Now we have him entering the post from his feet, dropping down into the reverse, transitioning from post to post while tracking behind the net, which is kind of the big focus there. And then just a different one of him dropping, recovering. And the big thing I love about Jordan so far is just his habits. He's always working on making sure he has head checks, getting good seals, getting good pushes, and overall just his attention to detail has been awesome. And then we'll always do some sort of hand warm up. And this one is just one of my favorites, especially if you're short on time. And that's just one standing, one going down, one on your knees on either side. And we'll do that for 3 or 4 rounds total. And the big thing here, if you watch him, he finishes that track in and out every time, pausing on it, especially on his blocker side, watching it out. So now we usually have time for about 1 or 2 drills. This one right here is getting into, I'll forward there right here. So he's going to enter into his post, go post to post, push out to center. First shot is a save. Then second shot was into his stomach, just getting 2 pucks rather than 1, and kind of working on that track while adding a piece of movement. And I like to layer my drills. There's always kind of building on the skating into the tracking into a game situation to finish off here with this last one. So now Jordan's going to drop from his feet down to his knees, back to the post, and then this guy starting outside the trapezoid is attacking with a wrap around to the far side. So now he has to put into place what we just worked on. The guy grabs a second puck, comes back around the net, passes low to high for this guy walking in trying to score. And again, now all those little habits that we've built in are put into more of a game situation. And again, he's getting all those little head checks, beating passes, and recovering. So a lot of really good detailed work that we fit into 15 minutes there. And he felt great and had a really good day today in practice. So I was really impressed with his work ethic and the attention to detail in a quick little skate there.
That's awesome. I like that. Love the East Coast Hockey League blue or the
posts.
ECHL posts.
I love it. I
love that. I think red nets look weird now because I've seen these every day for 4 years. So when I see a red net, it's not that looks weird. It stands out a little bit more.
I like the blue net. That's one of the first things I saw. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And Jordan looks fantastic. He's, obviously doing a really good job on his own, and obviously with your help, he's going to be unbelievable. So it's a good job.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. I think he's going to be a goalie. We'll see how he does.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll leave it with this. We have our camps are filling up quickly. I know in Madison we got 4 spots left for one of the camps. In Florida we got 3 spots left. Pasco's camps in BC are filling up really, really quick as well. We'll be adding that little ticker on the website as well of how many spots he's got left. But It looks like people are eager to lock down their camp spots this summer. So if you are thinking about it or you haven't booked your spot yet, make sure you do so. It's better to get organized here and get early on it than regret that you don't have that opportunity later on. All right, so Pascal, anything to add?
No, just like I said, when you dealt with COVID-19 and everybody was on the same thing, on the same page with that's concerned, the biggest thing to remember is that was just one really, really long summer, and now we're getting ready for the next season, and that's where we're leading towards. If you're fortunate enough to be playing the playoffs like Josh is, and this is the opportunity to execute the plan and really cherish what most people can't participate in. But let's get going here, and let's make sure that we're reaching for the stars here.
Josh, anything for you to add to your group?
No, I think it's awesome. And the most of the younger kids down here are done with their season, but we do have a select few who are going to nationals. So that's a huge opportunity for them to make notice and kind of show what Florida hockey is about. That's one of the biggest things I love down here is no one expects the Florida kids to go to nationals and do something, but we have some great goalies down here, and they always make a splash when they go to these national events.
That's great.
Well, good luck, everybody. You guys know where to find us. Reach out to us if you need anything, and we'll see you at the rinks.
See you later, guys.
See you guys.